an issue with how I experience the world is that I view my life as a series of constant revelations. Um, Rather, I experience the world as a series of constant revelation. In the sense that I am always incorporating new things into my worldview. My life experience is always changing. I'm always trying new things. The benefit of living like this is that I always have stuff to do and I always get excited and passionate about those things. Uh, but the downside is that I find it very hard to commit to things for a long period of time, and my life is incredibly chaotic. For example, this year I've started studying Japanese. I want to learn the language. I think it's really cool. There's a lot of like there's a lot of use cases in my day-to-day life engaging with a lot of Japanese art. I'm I find knowing at least a touch of the language is very helpful in understanding. I watch a lot of stuff subbed normally, so when I catch a word I recognize, I'm like, oh, I understand that cultural idea. At least, like, I understand that translation of a cultural idea. But my point is, I started learning Japanese this year. I committed to it very hard. I was very dedicated. Several hours a day of studying and all that. Um, but then about a month ago, my schedule changed. Suddenly, I had to reintegrate learning into my day to day life in a different schedule. And I just didn't. I had too much going on. I have too much going on. And then I fell off of studying entirely. Uh, and now I want to do it again. I want to reintegrate it into my day to day. But rather than doing that, my brain would rather commit to new ideas. I would rather integrate something else into my worldview and my day to day rather than re engage with something uh, that I dropped. So, like, instead of dedicating my time to writing videos, writing music, playing music, um, spending time with my friends and loved ones, I dedicate it to new passions and new ideas all the time. Uh, be that learning Japanese, getting into fitness, watching my diet, cooking. Like, I'm always doing shit. Uh, and that kind of frustrates the people around me and myself more than anyone. I so badly wish I could pick like two or three things and then that's like those are my things. Those are what I'm good at. Those are what I do. Um but it's like I pick 10 things and I can only do two or three, so I'm always juggling new ideas. I'm always juggling new revelations about life. And that's what it comes down to is that I view life or I experience life as a series of this changes everything. I'm going to dedicate myself to this now. Um, I think that comes from having a very unstable um basis for growth. Uh, because at the end of the day, I'm a doer. I'm less of a planner. Um, when it comes down to it, like I would rather do something and fail rather than plan something for a long time and maybe never do it. Um, so starting to learn Japanese is my form of doing. I'm going to do this now. But it's hard for me to commit long term. Uh, and the big things that give me that long-term motivation is being surrounded by people that encourage me to do it every day. So, like, part of the reason why I'm able to commit to music and, videos to a lesser extent so hard is because I'm surrounded by people who encourage that and also engage with that. Um, going to band practice every week is like probably the best way I've is the number one way I've stayed committed to music. Like obviously it's been my main thing for a long time, but like it's so easy to stay in the game and stay doing new shit all the time is because I'm surrounded by people who encourage that behavior and engage with it. I think that's also why I'm able to do videos, is because I have people physically around me that are interested in helping, and I also have the uh, external validation coming from the internet, and that makes it easy to commit to those ideas. Mm. But when it comes to like learning a new language, it's hard for me to stay dedicated because I don't have anyone around me that is that wants to learn with me. Rather, I didn't. I've been talking to a couple friends, rather one friend. I've been talking to a friend who's also studying. She's farther along than I am, but it might be helpful for me to have another person that's dedicated to the idea and have another person that will just be there. Um, that's I think I think that's what I need is just more people to be there to encourage that daily engagement with a idea rather than dozens of ideas. Anyways,